till 7:55, 8, and then we'll have some question answers if any. Let's see how it goes. It's a vast subject. Last time I spoke in Government Engineering College of Aurangabad for 2.5 hours on this. Obviously, they had 2.5 hours of session, but let's see how much we can cover. So once again, I welcome you all guys for this, and let's start with the story. So how many of you like to hear a story? Please let me know. Story कितने लोगों को पसंद है यहाँ पे? Anyone? You can raise hand. You can put in chat. No one? Or you can even unmute and speak. Okay, fine. I'll start with a story. So once what happened. So I work in Principal Global Services, headquarter of which is situated in Des Moines in the United States of America. Des Moines is a city in the state of Iowa. So what happened is once a person from California came to Des Moines. Okay, a person from California came to Des Moines and he wanted to visit someone for an appointment. So he landed from airport. He took a cab and he started. So he was very new to Des Moines. And what happened is while he was in Des Moines, he thought कि while I'm going to this person's home, let's ask this driver, do we have something for sightseeing? Like अभी आया हूँ तो थोड़ा सा घूम लेता हूँ या कुछ देख लेता हूँ यहाँ पे कुछ if I get time. So while he was going in cab, he knocked the driver from behind. Knock. So what happened is the driver just went haywire. He went crazy, and the car started going zigzag, and the driver started yelling and yelling and yelling, and the car crashed into a tree. And the driver was very frightened and scared and yelling. And this guy, who was the passenger, was completely bewildered. अरे ये हो क्या गया इसको? मैंने बस नॉक किया इसको पूछने को कि what's going on here, or probably what can I see in this town? I did not even ask my question. So the driver turned back and said, never do that to me again. So बोला भाई क्या हो गया आपको? So he said, today is my first day as a cab driver. So what were you doing before? Before this, I was working in a crematorium. I was driving dead bodies behind me. I was driving a vehicle which had dead bodies behind. So something like that. So how many of you understood this story? So something like this today, I'm going to give you a knock. So get ready, tighten up your seat belts, and let's start. I'll share my screen. Shantanu sir, let me know once my screen is visible. Well, guys, I need some access to share my screen. I don't know if you have
just a second, I will sort it out.
Please. Yeah, till then, till the time they share a screen, I want to know from you guys, what do you, can you tell me what is social media according to you? Please tell me, what is social media?
Sorry to interrupt, sir, you can share your screen.
Oh, I still don't see access, man. Shall I close it and start it again, or how do you do it? Just a second. I'll pause the presentation. I'll go to Zoom. And okay, share screen. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so okay, I've got the option to share screen. Yeah, so guys, I want to ask you this question. What do you mean by social media, or what purpose does social media fulfill for you? Anyone? Anyone in chat? I hope you guys are awake. Am I audible? Shantanu, Sakshi, Saili, Josh, Aishwarya, Prathamesh, Dr. Snehal, Sahil, Jay, and one more Shantanu. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Jay. So अभी ऐसा होने वाला है क्या कि I am only going to speak and speak and speak. I mean, I'm not your college professor. There are no marks. You can go wrong freely, happily, without disappointing me. Please tell me what is our conception of social media. Is it some flour mill जहाँ हम गेहूं डालते हैं और आटा लेके आते हैं, or is it some clothes shop, or is it a library? What is social media? Anyone? Any volunteers around here? आज कुछ ऐसा क्लास टेस्ट का रिजल्ट था क्या किसी का, या फिर आर यू हैविंग सम वाइवा और समथिंग टुमारो? Guys, come on. Okay, now I got a notification saying participants can now see your screen. So guys, you can see my screen, I hope. Okay, so I have got couple of answers. One is online medium of communication. Okay, Aishwarya, thank you. Anyone more? Guys, you can even type in chat, or you can speak up. If you can show up like me, that would be great. But if not, at least speak up, guys. नहीं तो ऐसा हो जाएगा कि 8 बजे पता चलेगा सर यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल टू अस. We were just trying to figure out from your lip sync or whatever you call it, trying to understand what you are speaking. Some energy, someone? Okay, fine. So, as Aishwarya said, it's an online medium of communication, and there's a place where we can connect to our friends, and where we can share events of our lives, photos, videos, a place where we get news, and a platform which distracts us. Okay. So, well, with all the benefits of social media, of various platforms, be it Pinterest, be it Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, we are leveraging to our whole benefit, especially in this pandemic lockdown when we are studying online and giving our exams online. We are leveraging a lot. I have seen many people doing superb teamwork while their exams are going on. But let me tell you what, along with this, there comes some surprises. There comes some things which we are not aware of, some things which we are not working into. So how will I take this presentation is, first, I will speak on how social media works. What are the various ways they try to get us on social media and keep us on social media platforms. Second, I will present you some people, some folks who spoke, who were like creators or big giants in the media companies, and they spoke something about social media, what are their views and reviews. And third thing, I'll speak on some stats and probably some problems, some solutions, and I'll also get into Q&A if time permits after all this. So I've got exactly 43 minutes to speak on my slides. Let's get started. So let's start with some stats. So first of all, I'll express gratitude to a few folks here. So first, my mentors in life who gave me a lot of encouragement, lot of wisdom. They taught me a lot of stuff. And also this guy who is Tristan Harris. He was a design ethicist in Google, and also he's considered by the Atlantic magazine as the closest thing Silicon Valley has to conscience. And we'll see what he says ahead. So most of my presentation, not most, half of my presentation is designed based on his view. Okay, let's go ahead. So let's see some stats. Why are we so worried about social media? दुनिया में क्या बात कर रही हूँ, कुछ है नहीं क्या? There are so many things to speak on. Social media का ही क्यों बात करना है? तो this slide tells us. So statistics speaks that we spend on an average 4.7 hours per day on our mobile phones. Average, किसी का कम, किसी का ज़्यादा, किसी दिन हमने मूवी देख लिया तो probably 6-7 hours, or someday we may not have it. So whatever, average is 4.7 hours per day. And this is 2020 average. ये numbers थोड़े बढ़ा सकते हो 2021 के लिए. Instagram 9.8 hours per month, WhatsApp 21.3 hours per month, Facebook 17.1 hours per month. It's a big deal. Now, guys, I want to ask you a question. Now, I want quick answers. Huh? The more you will try to interact with me, the more I'll feel inspired and the more energy it gives me. So, how many hours do we spend to study one subject in our college? Any guesses? How many hours do we spend to study one subject in our college in one semester? एक semester में 4 या 5 subject होते हैं, 5 subject होते हैं. तो अपने को कितना time दिया जाता है? How many hours of teaching happens? Any idea? Any guesses? So I'll tell you what. Just a second. Yeah. So in our college, when we are learning, 40 hours का curriculum रहता है. उसको रहते हैं 4-5 credit, 3 credit, whatever. And such 8-5 are 40 subjects we study during our tenure in college. Okay. So we study per subject. Now, okay, 30 hours Sushant is saying. Okay, Sushant. Okay, quite close. 30 hours also we can take, but generally we spend around 40 hours और फिर हमको थोड़ा पढ़ाई भी करना रहता है. So, 40 hours we are spending in 6 months on one subject, and 40 hours we are spending on WhatsApp in 2 months. So the amount of input or information or data that is going on feeding into our brains is just too much. Can you think of it? कि आप सोचो ना 40 आवर्स में एक सब्जेक्ट के 4-5 क्रेडिट मिल जाते हैं आपको. अगर व्हाट्सएप पे हम इतना टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हैं तो हम कितना इनपुट ले रहे हैं अपने अंदर. And by the way, whatever goes in stays in and has an effect. It's like consuming. If you see the URL links of be it LinkedIn or Facebook or any other media, वहाँ पे ऐसा लिखा रहता है. For example, www.linkedin.com/feed. Feed मतलब क्या है? Feed मतलब we are feeding. It's not just it's not like water. पिया और निकल गया फिर दिन बाद. नहीं. It's like food. It goes in, processing happens, something sticks. Like nutrients stick in our body, something sticks when we consume. So it's consumption. We are consuming social media. हम भर रहे हैं. And then when we are not cautious of what we are feeding in, it's like how many of us, thank you Sushant by the way for the answer, you can keep on answering. How many of us, we go out with a plate or something and जो भी बांट रहा है सब खा लो. कोई कुछ बांट रहा है खा लो. दुकान का कोई देखा नहीं क्या सही क्या गलत, क्या क्लीनलीनेस का कोई लेना देना नहीं है. पानी वाला मिल गया वो खा दिया. कोई भीख में कुछ दे रहा है कितने दिन पहले का वो खा लिया. कोई होटल में गए वहां कुछ बांट रहे वो खा लिया. कहीं कुछ सड़ा हुआ गिरा है वो उठा के खा लिया. कहीं सब्जी मंडी गए सब्जी मिल गई वो खा लिया. How many of us do that? Any idea? How many of us you do that? We don't do that, right? We are very cautious. We are very, very cautious about how we eat, what we feed our stomach. So my question is, guys, when we are roaming around in the age of advertisement, in the age of media, in the age of news, in the age of TV, in the age of internet, why are we not conscious of what we are feeding our minds? Because we never thought of it. अभी मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि we spend so many hours on so many channels, and many of the times the data we consume is not chosen by us. It is chosen by somebody else and probably a group of people. So let's see now. So I want to tell you, anyone, any idea who is this guy? Any guesses? Who is this guy? कौन है ये? Okay, I'll tell you. He is Alexander Graham Bell. Any guesses? What did he discover? इन्होंने क्या खोज की थी? Any guesses? Anyone would like to share? Telephone. Yes, Sushant, correct. He invented the telephone long years back. 1800 something he invented telephone. And what does he speak about telephone is, he considered his invention an intrusion on his real work as a scientist and refused to have a telephone in his study. Abhi, just imagine guys, just imagine for some time, keep all your distractions and imagine कि Alexander Graham Bell कब काम करते थे. तब ऐसा नहीं कि सबके पास व्हाट्सएप था या मोबाइल फोन था. टेलीफोन भी नहीं थे. 2 ही टेलीफोन थे, एक इनके पास एक डॉक्टर वॉटसन के पास. और इन्होंने फोन उठाया और उन्होंने फोन उठा ये बोले हेलो डॉक्टर वॉटसन कैन यू हियर मी. ऐसा नहीं कि सबके पास ग्राहम बेल का नंबर था. और वेरी वेरी ओल्ड डेज वेयर देयर वर 3, 4, 5 टेलीफोन्स वर अवेलेबल. सो मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि नंबर डायल किया, वो सिस्टम भी नहीं था एट दैट टाइम. इससे कि इससे मेरे को डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा. थिंक ऑफ टुडे. There are so many ways to distract. There's TV, there is so many devices around us are connected to the internet. Probably there's a smartphone, there's a Wi-Fi port, there's a Wi-Fi, there's a laptop, probably the Android TV, and then there are advertisements and there are billboards and WhatsApp and what not. And we think it's cool. Think of this guy, he's inventor by the way. दिमाग वाला बनता है, तभी तो टेलीफोन बनाया था. So now we will discuss on. So I want to tell you 2 principles. How does social media companies make money? Any guesses? Guys, I want quick responses. हम ये presentation पूरा नहीं कर पाएंगे. It's going to be super exciting, super enriching. Please tell me, how do social media companies make money? हमको तो चार्ज नहीं करते. ट्विटर पे, फेसबुक पे, पिंटरेस्ट पे, यूट्यूब पे अकाउंट खोलने का तो कोई पैसा नहीं लगता. Probably some premium subscriptions or something required, but usually a basic account does not require money. So how do they earn money? Do they get charity? No. Do they get government funding? No. So they make money through advertisements. So for example, I am a social media company owner or probably a person who runs social media. So अभी मेरे को अगर advertisement से पैसा कमाना, तो मैं कैसे कमाऊंगा? So I require people's attention, right? Newspaper में जितने ज्यादा लोग न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं उतना एडवर्टाइजमेंट महंगा रहता है, तो जितने ज्यादा लोग रहेंगे उतना. So from all the people who use social media, what the platform wants is two things. One is the more time you spend on any platform, the more they can advertise to you, right? So जितना ज्यादा आप टाइम स्पेंड करोगे उतना ज्यादा एडवर्टाइज वो कर पाएंगे. And second is the more information they have about you, the more personalized the ad. You started their mind. Anyone wants to speak something? You can speak, guys. Rahul, okay, fine. No issues, Rahul. So, second is the more information you have. Like, आप में से कितने लोगों ने COEP कॉलेज देखा है? If you go from COEP to RTO, वो जो ब्रिज है जिसमें 3 लेन्स है, वो क्रॉस करने के बाद सामने एक T kind of shape का रोड आता है. मतलब you are going and then there are 2 roads. One is left and one is right. तो सामने एक बहुत बड़ा होर्डिंग लगा है. किसको याद है, किसने देखा है? Anyone remember that kind of hoarding? Big hoarding. मतलब probably 2 BHK का जितना फ्लैट एरिया होगा, इतने 2-3 बोर्ड है, बहुत बड़े बड़े. So now उस पे एडवर्टाइज लगता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल one Friday there was advertise of a Jeep कंपनी के कार का. Now how many people passing by from there might be interested candidates in buying a car which is worth 18 lakh rupees? Very few, very few. इसलिए वो एडवर्टाइजिंग मास हो रहा है, पर बहुत कम लोगों के काम का है वहाँ पे. But if you have an account where you go and then advertisements are shown to you, so the more personalized you are. Like for example, you're a college student, so you get advertisements very relevant to college or young. If you're a married person and you just had a child, then you'll have advertisements related to baby care. If you're an old person and having some disease, you'll get advertisement regarding equipments or medicine of that disease. So your information is very important. So 2 things are required. और ये 2 प्रिंसिपल पे हम अगले सारे पैतरे या तरीके और टेक्निक्स देखेंगे. How social media companies try to manipulate us to give them 2 things. What? Maximum time, attentive time, and maximum data. ओके, टाइम एंड डेटा, इसका मल्टीप्लिकेशन किया तो बहुत पैसा मिलने वाला है. ये पकड़ के रखो, ठीक है. लेट्स गो अहेड. नाउ आई विल शो यू टेक्निक्स हाउ सोशल मीडिया कंपनीज ट्राई टू हुक देयर यूजर्स. लेट्स गो अहेड. So bottomless balls, infinite feeds, and autoplay. Now YouTube started autoplay. So it's a general observation that on an average, any person who goes to YouTube to see one video ends up watching 7. Average. How many of you experience this? कि मैं YouTube देखने गया और फिर मैं देखता ही रहा और देखता ही रहा और देखता ही रहा. कितने लोगों का ये एक्सपीरियंस है? Guys, you can raise your hand. You can. Okay, Sahil agrees to this. Thank you, Sahil. So right. So because पहले कैसा था जब मैं छोटा था. Okay, there are few more folks who agree. Sahil, Rahul, thank you so much. Please guys, please be interactive. और मेरे को पता ही नहीं चलेगा आपको समझ रहा है यार. Thank you, Sakshi. So पहले कैसा होता था कि इन्फॉर्मेशन कम रहती थी, तो हमको पेरेंट्स मेरे को बोलते थे कौन जितना पढ़ सकता है पढ़ लो. और अभी इन्फॉर्मेशन बढ़ गई तो फिर क्या कम हो गया, पढ़ने की कैपेसिटी कम हो गई, तो उसके लिए सब कंपटीशन करने लगे. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अटेंशन, which is a scarce resource. By the way, an average individual is bombarded by 3,000 advertisers every day. 3,000 advertisers are competing for your attention. 720. चलो आगे बढ़ते. So autoplay अभी autoplay बंद करने का बटन है, but वो by default चालू रहता है. People started raising voice against it, therefore it has come. Already it was not there in the design. Autoplay Netflix में भी, autoplay Facebook न्यूज़ फीड के वीडियोस में भी. Let's go ahead. किधर है? Rahul, you have any question or something? Sir, किधर गया?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, I found your cursor. चलो आगे बढ़ते. अरे यार थैंक यू. Okay, fear of missing out. So what is fear of missing out? How many of us have felt कि मैंने Facebook खोल के नहीं देखा या मैंने कुछ और Instagram नहीं खोल के देखा तो मेरे को पता नहीं चलेगा कि मेरे फ्रेंड की लाइफ में क्या चालू है या लोग कौन सी पार्टी अटेंड कर रहे हैं. या फिर हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फेल्ट दिस FOMO? 56% सोशल मीडिया यूजर्स आर अफेक्टेड बाय FOMO कि मेरे को पता नहीं चलेगा अगला क्या इवेंट है. बट पता है क्या, we are anyways going to miss on something. If I am sitting in this session, means I'm not sitting with my friend, right? Or if I'm sitting with my friend, I'm not sitting in this session. If I watch a movie today evening, means I'm not spending time with my family. So anyways, we are going to miss on something or other. But this fear of missing out brings us back. And that excitement is created. Notifications. ये वो ऐसे post आते हैं कि you know we feel oh no I want to come back. I want to keep constantly updated. जरूरत नहीं रहता फिर भी खोल के देखते हैं. कितने लोगों के साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि जरूरत नहीं है पर फिर भी खोल के देखते हैं. Then there is something called as फैंटम वाइब्रेशन सिंड्रोम. कितने लोगों के साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि फोन लेफ्ट जेब में है पर राइट पॉकेट में वाइब्रेशन हो रहा है ऐसा मेरे को लग रहा है, कुछ तो नोटिफिकेशन आया, मैसेज आया, कॉल आया, या फोन डेस्क पे या कहीं कबर्ड में रखा हुआ है और मेरे को फील हो रहा है, वाइब्रेशन फील हो रहा है कि आया है, कुछ तो बज रहा है, कुछ तो चल रहा है. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू एक्सपीरियंस दिस? प्लीज रेज योर हैंड और यू कैन इवन स्पीक आउट, यू नो गाइस. ओके फाइन. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज फैंटम वाइब्रेशन सिंड्रोम. और ये स्टैटिस्टिक्स के हिसाब से अराउंड 67 या कुछ % लोगों को हुआ है, ऐसा मैंने 2-3 साल पहले पढ़ा था. So probably the numbers have changed, but it's a problem. Okay, let's go ahead. Social approval. Social approval मतलब क्या होता है ना अभी, when we post some photo, see this guy in the वो दीवार पे जो पेंटिंग है, he's crying. Why? Because उसके फोटो को no likes, no comments, no shares. So our self worth becomes corresponding or equivalent to how many likes we get. कितने लोगों के साथ ऐसा हुआ है कि एक फोटो डाला तो अगले दिन जाके चेक करते हैं, अरे मेरे को कितने लाइक्स मिले, अरे मेरे को कितने कमेंट्स मिले. होता है राइट हमारे साथ. एंड देन once we get 50 likes, next photo we expect more. We try to improve the photo. पहले उसमें ऑप्टिकली सही करने की कोशिश करते हैं, अच्छा बैकग्राउंड, अच्छी लाइटिंग, उसको डिजिटली एनहांस करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो मैं वो डाल रहा हूँ जो मैं हूँ नहीं, पर मैं डाल रहा हूँ क्यों? मेरे को सोशल अप्रूवल चाहिए, मेरे को लाइक्स चाहिए, मेरे को लाइक्स चाहिए. और फिर वो लाइक्स की भूख बढ़ती जाती है. एंड देन वंस वी प्रोड्यूस सम एल्गोरिथम चेंजेस और दैट फोटो इज नॉट शोन टू मेनी पीपल फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम. But the algorithm doesn't work chronologically. आज के पोस्ट आज दिखेंगे, कल के उसके नीचे देखेंगे. नो, very thought processed algorithms रहते हैं. So and then नहीं मिला तो we start feeling empty. I am not being valued. अरे पर ऐसा नहीं है ना, वैल्यू तो हमको लोगों से. So I'll tell you, वैल्यू मतलब how if you start crying or if you feel sad, how many people really come to try to help you is what is of value. नहीं तो 5000 फेसबुक फ्रेंड्स है पर पता नहीं किसको जाके पूछूं लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. सबके लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम आने वाली है कभी ना कभी. We need good set of friends. How many of us have a very पक्का फ्रेंड जिसको मैं कुछ भी बोल सकता हूँ, कुछ भी शेयर कर सकता हूँ विदाउट द फियर ऑफ बीइंग जज्ड, विदाउट द फियर ऑफ ही विल स्पीक टू माय पेरेंट्स और वो किसी और को बता देगा. वो इनसिक्योरिटी नहीं है बिल्कुल. कितने लोगों के पास ऐसे दोस्त हैं और कितने हैं? हार्डली एक या दो रहते हैं. मैं कुछ भी बात कर सकता हूँ उसके साथ, कुछ भी. आई कैन स्पीक एनी नॉनसेंस आई हैव डन, आई कैन स्पीक माय अचीवमेंट्स. वो मेरे को मस्ती करेगा मेरे साथ पर कभी जज नहीं करेगा और कभी मेरी बात किसी को नहीं बताएगा, सीक्रेट्स रखेगा. कितने लोगों के पास ऐसे दोस्त हैं? आई जस्ट सॉ वन हैंड. Probably we have 500 Facebook friends, but hardly this kind of close, deep friends in our life, or at least very few, even if we have. Why? Okay, so Josh is saying we know. Thank you, Josh, for being honest. Thank you so much, and please keep interacting. Please keep talking to me. That gives me a lot of zeal. So we need them, right? Our life is just not depend on snaps. क्या कहते हैं उसको? Snap streaks, right? Snap streaks. I have to deal with myself always. Josh, you can make friendship with me, or you can make friendship with who's that guy? Our Shantanu sir. Shantanu sir के साथ दोस्ती बनाओ, बहुत बढ़िया है वो. So I am also good, seek lot of inspiration and wisdom from him. So snap streak. Snap streak कितने लोगों को पता है? Snapchat का snap streak feature. Where you go on interacting every 24 hours, sending a photo or receiving a photo, actually both, and then the streak goes on, and you see numbers, and people say कि अगर वो नंबर बहुत बड़ा होगा तो अपना फ्रेंडशिप बहुत ठीक है. And then just to keep on going, जब कुछ बात करने को नहीं रहता तो people send photos of empty blank walls, a wall which is like this behind me. इसके फोटो भेजने लगते हैं लोग. Is it a parameter of friendship? करना पड़ता है ऐसे? नहीं करना पड़ता. बार बार ला रहे लोग आपको. Okay, next, notification or distraction. So what can you make out from this photo? Guys, we have got 27 minutes left. What do you make out from this photo? Please tell me. You can put in chat, you can speak out. Anyone would like to speak out? हिम्मत है? आप CAP में पहुंच गए. महाराष्ट्र टॉप क्रीम इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज जहाँ क्रीम लेयर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आता है. 10-15 लाख लोग एग्जाम दिखते हैं CAT और उसमें से आप गिने चुने आए हो. And you are so fearful, or there is some background noise going on, or you are sitting in a silent zone with earphones on, so you cannot speak. Notifications. पहले notification का फीचर फेसबुक में लाया था ब्लू कलर का उनके थीम के साथ मैच करने, पर ज्यादा लोग खोलते नहीं थे. फिर रेड कर दिया. रेड इज अ साइन ऑफ डेंजर, रेड इज अ साइन ऑफ इमरजेंसी. सिग्नल पे रेड होता है, ब्लड का रेड होता है, वो प्लस साइन रेड होता है, डेंजर में रेड होता है. और रेड देखने के बाद कितने लोग को ऐसा नोटिफिकेशन देख के ऐसा लगता है कभी उगलून कभी नहीं, लेट मी ओपन, ऐसा वो एक इच रहता है, चलो खोलते हैं चलो खोलते हैं, कितने लोग के साथ ये डिजाइन में बनाया गया है, इट्स नॉट जस्ट एनी अदर थिंग। और बहुत बार पता भी रहता है कि आई एम डूइंग समथिंग वेरी फोकस्ड एंड आई वांट टू स्टे अवे, फिर भी नोटिफिकेशन देख के वो एप्स के नोटिफिकेशन देख के खोल लेते जिनका कोई जरूरत भी नहीं, राइट? इट हैपेंस टू ऑल ऑफ अस, या इट्स अ डिजाइन थिंकिंग। Next, others, guys, I will skip this. Probably you can connect later for this. Yeah, बाद में time मिला तो come back. Control the menu, control the choices, social reciprocity, essentials and the loss. ये सब है ना अलग अलग टेक्निक्स कहाँ से सीख के लाते हैं? लास वेगास के कसिनोस से, मॉल में कैसे डिजाइन होता है वहां से ये सारे टेक्निक्स सीख के लाते हैं, just to make things more and more productive. There are sessions. There's a book called as Hook, How to Create Habit Forming Products. क्योंकि जितना आप ज्यादा यूज करोगे, दो प्रिंसिपल क्या, बार बार आप आते रहोगे प्लेटफॉर्म पे और ज्यादा देर रहोगे, उससे क्या होगा, पैसा बढ़ेगा, पैसा एडवर्टाइजिंग करेंगे, और दूसरा आपका सारा डेटा कलेक्ट करेंगे, पता करेंगे आपके माइंड में क्या चल रहा है, आपको किस टाइप के मूवीज पसंद है, आपको किस टाइप के क्लोथ पसंद है, हर चीज आपको प्रेडिक्ट करने की कोशिश करेंगे ज्यादा से ज्यादा डेटा लेकर, ताकि आपको स्पेसिफिक एडवर्टाइज की जाए, पैसा बढ़े, पैसा, मनी इज द फोकस, ओके? बिकॉज आफ्टर ऑल मेटा और स्नैपचैट और पिंटरेस्ट आर नॉट charitable trusts, right? Okay, let's go ahead. चलो भैया आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now, okay, slot machine. This one thing I wanted to speak about slot machine. So what is a slot machine? Slot machine है ना कसिनोज में दिखती है, जहाँ ना ऐसा एक नंबर रहता है और एक लीवर रहता है, वो लीवर पुल करने के बाद क्या होता है, वो सारे नंबर ऐसे एक लाइन में आते हैं. क्या हो गया यार, स्लाइड सही नहीं आ रही मेरी. ओके, या सो वो नंबर आते हैं और स्पेशल कॉम्बिनेशन पे आपको प्राइस मिलता है. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू सीन एनी स्लॉट मशीन इन एनी मूवी और टीवी और समवेयर? टीवी पे ही देखा होगा, मतलब देयर वुड बी हार्डली एनीवन हु विल यू नो हैव सीन इट इन रियल लाइफ. तो स्लॉट मशीन में ऐसा ट्रिगर घुमाते हैं तो वो ऐसा घूमते रहता है, घूमते रहता है. वो नहीं क्या मिकी माउस की आंखों में डॉलर डॉलर दिखता है, वो वहां से आया है. सो दिस गाय, यू नो, सो our devices have also become slot machine. Like imagine why when we have to refresh our email, what we have to do, you have to swipe it, ऐसा नीचे खींचना पड़ता है, right? When you have to refresh our email in our smartphone, when you have to refresh Facebook, when you have to refresh Instagram, many platforms refresh करने के लिए खींचना पड़ता है. How many of you agree with this? There is exactly a concept. और ना वो स्लॉट मशीन में क्या होता है, why it is so addictive? स्लॉट मशीन इज वेरी एडिक्टिव बिकॉज उसमें मल्टी वेरिएबल रिवार्ड सिस्टम नाम का टेक्निक है. मतलब एक बार मैं अगर खींचूंगा तो शायद कुछ भी नहीं आएगा, एक बार थोड़ा सा आएगा, एक बार ज्यादा आएगा, तो क्या आएगा इसका अनसर्टेनिटी रहता है. मेक्स इट वेरी वेरी एडिक्टिव. सो नेक्स्ट टाइम, ओके गाइस, फीडबैक का लिंक आ गया है, बट ठीक है, हम वो बाद में बात करते हैं. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि एवरी टाइम वी ओपन आवर स्मार्टफोन एंड चेक फॉर नोटिफिकेशन, इट्स अ गैम्बल. इट्स अ गैम्बल कि इसमें से विल इट गिव मी प्लेजर और नॉट, इसमें मजा आएगा या नहीं. एवरी टाइम वी स्वाइप नहीं, एवरी टाइम वी स्क्रॉल एंड गो टू द नेक्स्ट पोस्ट, इट्स अ गैम्बल, इसमें मजा आएगा नहीं. हाउ मच प्लेजर इट विल गिव. और ये डोपामाइन हिट रहता रहता है, छोटे छोटे पैकेट्स में डोपामाइन हिट, डोपामाइन हिट, डोपामाइन हिट लगते जाता है हमारे दिमाग को. ओके, एवरी टाइम वी ओपन ऐप, what will come up? Every time you open Gmail, what will come up? Every time open my notifications, क्या आया होगा? Every time I open Facebook, मेरे photos को कितने like आए होंगे? How many of you are understanding? It's a gamble, right? We don't know what is going to happen, and that creates uncertainty, which is very addictive. बार बार देखने का इच्छा होता है, करके देखते हैं, रिफ्रेश करके देखते हैं, क्या आया होगा, क्या आया होगा. This is slot machine concept. ये कसिनो, लास वेगास के कसिनो से है. Let's go ahead. Yeah. So now we'll start with some folks who have created various factors of technology and what they speak about it. Okay, let's start with it. Okay, fine. अरे मैंने slide ही चला दिया. Okay, fine. We have got 20 more minutes. So this guy is Justin Rosenstein. He's co-creator of Like Button and Facebook. What does he say? Can anyone volunteer to read? कोई पढ़ना चाहेगा? Allowed for everyone. Any volunteers? Okay, fine. So what he did is he created. So there were two people who created Like Button: Justin Rosenstein, Le Pelman. Pelman का हम आगे देखेंगे. So this guy was so fed up with those likes, and you know he was also feeling very much attracted. बार बार उसको मीडिया चलाने का इच्छा होता था. But you know he's a big tech guy. He has started his own company named as Asana, and so he wanted to control his time. So what he did, he tweaked his laptop's operating system to block Reddit, another media application, banned himself from Snapchat, which he compared to heroin, and imposed limits on his use of Facebook. उसके बाद he got a tech executive to manage his social media. But the point I'm trying to make is he was the one who created it in the first place. He bought an iPhone and put parental control to prevent to install from apps and so many things, he said. And he called the like button, which he himself invented. What did he call it as? Bright ninjas of pseudo pleasure that can be as hollow as they are seductive. This is the guy who has created like button. Okay. Next. Okay. So he says that his invention is and contributed to time poorly spent. So there's two concepts: time well spent, time poorly spent. तो हमको हर एक्टिविटी के बाद पीछे देख के लगता है यार टाइम पास हो गया, कुछ वैल्यूएबल हुआ नहीं, या हाँ दिस वाज मच वैल्यूएबल, समथिंग लाइक दैट. So time poorly spent. Next, let's go to this lady, Leigh Perlman. What does she have to say? She compares the compulsive need of Facebook users to see how many likes is like eating bad potato chips. They may be tasty, but they are not healthy. I check, I feel bad. When there is no notification, I feel bad. Gamble, बार-बार slot machine चला रहे, खोल के देख रहे, कुछ आया क्या? So what happened is after leaving Facebook, she started her own company and she would post some content on Facebook. और उनके likes बढ़ते गए, as you know, content creators like बढ़ते गए. And what happened is फिर algorithm change हो गया, तो शायद उनके post बहुत लोगों के सामने नहीं आ रहे थे, तो likes कम हो गए, likes started decreasing. And what happened? She felt she was not getting enough oxygen. So then she hired someone to manage it for him, and she's the inventor, by the way, guys. Don't forget this. Let's go ahead. Probably I'll have to skip a couple of books. There's so much to cover ahead. हाँ, okay. अरे हम थोड़ा आगे पहुँच. So Sean Parker. Okay, so this guy Sean Parker is the ex-president of Facebook. Just a second, guys. थोड़ा सा hang हो गया. Let me set it right. Probably हम ना ये PPT presentation कर देते हैं, बाहर से ही देखते हैं. Just a second, guys. Sorry to trouble you. क्या हो गया? मशीन hang हो गया मेरा. Give me few seconds. Okay. हाँ. So हम इधर से ही देखते हैं, so that I can control the slides easily. Okay, fine. Let me share my screen again. So let me know once it is visible, guys. So what did this guy do? Okay. So what did this guy? What he's president? You know, he was one of the presidents of Facebook, and he says God only knows what is doing to our children's brain. So what these guys thought is, how can they consume as much conscious time of our and attention as possible? And okay, visible Sushan, thank you. So as much time of ours as possible, and they did not care for the consequences. और ये उनको पता था, इससे मेरे को पता था. कौन है मेरे बाद? वो Mark Zuckerberg knew it, and who is the next guy? Kevin Systrom of Instagram knew it, and we still did it anyway. Why? Profits. Next, this guy is ex-vice president of Zuckerberg. ठीक है, इसको छोड़ देते हैं. He feels very guilty of what he made. So people, you may know feature के इन्होंने लाया. He did not invent. He was manager. He is okay. इसको भी छोड़ देते हैं. Let's go to him. So this Tristan Harris, I have got a lot of inspiration from him. So he says that he was ex-design ethicist. He would look into the ethics of design, and now he's president and co-founder of Center for Human Technology. How technology should be human empowering or helping humans. So he says that tech companies manipulate our sense of identity, self-worth, relationships, belief, actions, attention, memory, psychology, and even habit formation process without proper responsibility. इसने बहुत स्टडी किए इफेक्ट्स इनके टेड टॉक्स है. By the way, if you anyone of you have heard this documentary on Netflix, The Social Dilemma, वो इन्होंने ही बनाई. He has acted also in that. The Social Dilemma, if anyone has heard. Okay, let's go ahead. This guy is very interesting. Time है क्या मेरे पास? Okay, 17 minutes. Fine. He is a PhD student of Stanford. You know, doctorate. Sorry, he's a professor of Stanford University Graduate School of Business. He has done doctorate in psychology from University of Cambridge and masters in psychometrics in social psychology. So इन्होंने क्या किया? इन्होंने ना he created a Facebook page or app by which it would be a psychometric test. हम में से कितने लोगों ने psychology test दिया है? Anyone? Can you please raise your hands? Psychology test पता करने के लिए कि अपना thought process कैसा है, ऐसे test रहते हैं ना. There will be some questions you will be asked and then you get your personality test. So he created a personality test on Facebook where you could answer some questions or आपके personality traits and then you can share it on your wall or to your friends. So people started liking it and they did a lot. And then he got lot of data. He wanted data for his studies. He got lot of data. बाद में उन्होंने सोचा कि इतना फॉर्म बनाने का क्या मेहनत करने का क्या जरूरत है. We can directly take data from Facebook likes of from what people like, right? We get data from Facebook likes. आजकल Facebook likes directly नहीं दिखते, but पहले without logging in also we could see Facebook likes. So he said, sorry, let's collect data from Facebook likes. So then he started collecting data from Facebook likes and he started feeding it to their machine learning algorithms. And the algorithm started becoming smarter and smarter and they started improvising. And over months, he says that if I collect 10 posts which you have liked on Facebook, 10 likes of Facebook, I know you better than your friend, work colleagues. Better than means I can predict you better than your work colleagues. I have more information about you than your work colleagues. If I collect 70 likes, I know you better than your friends. 150 likes, parents. And if I collect 300 RT posts which you have liked, I can predict you better than your partner, your spouse, your husband, wife, even. And if you go to like 600, 700, their algorithms can predict you better than that. Like I'll give you an example. So it's a study. They have found out a trend. That those people who like the singer Lady Gaga, there's a singer in the West, Lady Gaga. Those who like her or probably, like her, are more likely to be introverts. And then there is one other singer, his name starts from B. I forgot his name. Those who like this singer are more prone to become extrovert. अब इसका क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Not 100%, probably 60, 70, 80%. ये एक information का फर्क नहीं पड़ता. When you collect hundreds of points like this, then you can predict a person very nicely. Therefore हमारा सारा data collect होता है. Our cameras, our mics, where we go, all location. क्यों इतना data चाहिए? You can predict, you can advertise, you can influence. And how many of you heard of this Cambridge and Analytica, this company? किसने सुना है क्या ये company का नाम? Anyone ever heard this name, Cambridge Analytica? नहीं सुना? 2016 में famous हुई थी ये. So it's a company. Okay, Josh, fine, I'll tell you. जो ट्रम्प के डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प का जो यूएस प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्शन का जो स्कैंडल हुआ था फेसबुक के साथ, एनीवन इज अवेयर, एक्चुअली फेसबुक के साथ नहीं हुआ था, वो कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका नाम की कंपनी के ने किया था. सो दे वेयर हायर्ड बाय ट्रम्प फॉर ऑब्वियसली कैंपेनिंग. सो इन्होंने क्या किया? दे यूज सिमिलर मॉडल्स टू व्हाट दिस गाय हैज क्रिएटेड, मिशेल कोसिंस्की. एक्चुअली सेम मॉडल. इट्स अ कॉम्प्लेक्स स्टोरी, यू कैन फाइंड इट आउट ऑनलाइन. तो उनसे किसने लिया, किसने उससे लिया, and these guys got hands. They created 32 personality types. They had lot of data collected from Facebook. Facebook says it was 8.7 million. अभी Facebook का प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि उनके जितने भी स्कैंडल, जितने भी प्रॉब्लम होते हैं, lot of problems happen, lot of data breaches happen. Small data breaches, 2-3% data goes, they have 200 crore or 2 billion active users. 200 crore, 1.97 और 197 करोड़ डेली एक्टिव यूजर्स. तो 2-3% में डेटा इधर उधर गया तो फ्यू करोड़ पीपल्स डेटा गेट कॉम्प्रोमाइज एंड लॉट ऑफ डेटा. शायद आपके रेज्यूमे प्लस आपके बायोडेटा पे मिलके इतना डेटा नहीं होगा जितना कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो जाता है. एंड इट्स हैपनिंग प्रैक्टिकली एवरी फ्यू मंथ्स और every year. If you can find out news, you'll find out. So this company got such lot of data from Facebook and they manipulated people into liking Donald Trump through advertising. अब ये कैसे होता है? इसका साइंस है. Through psychology study, finding out your likes and dislikes, people can be manipulated. They did it very well and Trump won. Now I'm not saying कि Hillary Clinton जीतने वाली थी या whatever be the case, but this guy spoke about it first. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. Okay, ये छोड़ देते हैं अभी. So let's go to some stats. Okay. So stats say. Now what do stats say? So anyone has any question till now? Probably you can put in chat. Or you can ask. We have got 12 minutes more. Okay, fine. We are on time. Anyone has any question? Okay, fine. So let's see some stats. और है ना, मैं जितना भी अभी तक बोला हूँ ना, हर चीज का रेफरेंस है मेरे पास. हवा में नहीं बात कर रहा, इम्प्रेस करने के लिए बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I have reference to practically every word I have spoken, every fact that I have stated, every statement that I have made. So this would be a bit shocking, but fake news spread faster than true news. That to how much faster? 6x. मतलब फेक न्यूज अगर ट्रू न्यूज अगर 100 लोगों के पास पहुंचती है, सोशल मीडिया पे इसने कुछ पोस्ट कर दिया, फेक न्यूज तब तक 600 लोगों के पास पहुंच चुकी होती है. एंड नाउ व्हाई फेक न्यूज स्प्रेड फास्टर? सिंपल, मसालेदार कंटेंट लोगों को शेयर करना बहुत पसंद है, कंट्रोवर्सी या आउटरेज या ऐसा कुछ. तो what has more emotional content, fake news or true news? Obviously fake news. Someone speaks something controversial, or even if it doesn't speak, but fake news carries lot of, we, how many of us feel, कुछ fake content आया WhatsApp पे, चलो अगले ग्रुप पे शेयर करते हैं, चलो इसको बताते, चलो उसको बताते, without checking the authenticity of that information. कितने लोगों के साथ होता है? Please raise your hands. होता है, right? होता है, बहुत लोगों के साथ. Similarly, second, 77% teens get news from social media. Now, is social media a place to get news? You may get some information here and there, but there are news channels, right? अभी कोई भी कुछ भी पब्लिश कर रहा है, वो बहुत फेमस हो रहा है, तो they think, okay, ये न्यूज है. नो ऑथेंटिसिटी, पता नहीं करना है सही है या गलत है या किसने बोला है, बस फेमस है, आ गया, न्यूज है. 45% tweets about coronavirus are from bots spreading fake information, according to a research of Carnegie Mellon University, CMU. Bots मतलब if you have seen HDFC बैंक का वेबसाइट, वहाँ पे वो नीचे वो चैट बॉक्स आता है, ईवा, हाय, हाउ कैन आई हेल्प यू. So these are bots. There's no real people sitting behind. You ask any question based on some keyword, they'll give you some information. That is called bots. They are algorithms made program. Rather than software developers, so I know what are bots and people how they make it and all that kind of stuff. So 45% fake information के ट्वीट्स सिर्फ बॉट्स ने स्प्रेड किए, ह्यूमंस ने कितने स्प्रेड किए इसका तो कैलकुलेशन ही नहीं है. थिंक ऑफ इट, हाउ मच न्यूज वी आर गेटिंग इज ट्रू. देन cosmetic surgeons for this have increased 4 times in 3 years just for the sake of looking good on social media. Looking good, मेरे को अच्छा दिखना है, मैं अच्छा हूं या नहीं फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मेरे को अच्छा दिखना है in a virtual illusory world. बहुत पैसा आ रहा है क्या लोगों के पास? थिंक ऑफ इट. More than 50% of US middle schoolers cannot distinguish between ads and real news. They think if it's viral, it must be true. It must be a news. They don't know what is the ad and what is news. They cannot differentiate between them. So poor state of affairs. 4x more news were generated by the 10 most popular Facebook COVID misinformation sites compared to content from the 10 leading international health institutions. So COVID times, lot of information was being shared by WHO, by CDC, by various other international health institutions, and then there were many sites which were spreading fake information, and 4x more people saw fake information websites than true information websites. Think of it. 3x children have been छोड़ो ये छोड़ देते हैं, आगे का देखते हैं. 1 month away from Facebook leads to significant improvement in emotional well-being. अभी ऐसे बहुत सारे facts हैं, but let's see, आगे बढ़ते हैं थोड़ा. Now there are a few more. Brain scans indicate that the more time spent on screens, the lower the child's language skills and probably linguistic skills and IQ and all those kind of stuff. And then amount of time spent on social media significantly correlates to level of alcohol use, depression level. अभी इसका reason है because seeing those posts of smoking, drinking and many other sexual content or provoking content, क्या होता है ना, it feels like normal. Okay, ये छोड़ देते. अगला ये देखो, ये क्या, इफ यू आर नॉट पेइंग फॉर इट, यू आर नॉट द कस्टमर, यू आर द प्रोडक्ट. ये किसने कहा था? So I'll tell you how. For example, let's see, we are selling potatoes. We are in sabzi mandi, we are selling potatoes. Or I'll take another example. I'm driving Uber car. Okay, I'm having the car and you are my customer. For example, Jay is my customer. Hi Jay, are you my customer? Are you awake? By the way, how many of us are distracted from this presentation?
Yes.
Okay, Jay is my customer for time being. He wants to go from place A to place B, and I am a Uber car driver and owner. Now he is my customer, so he's paying to me. And what service I am giving? I am carrying him from one place to another. That benefit he is getting. Now compare this to social media. For example, I own Facebook. Facebook is my platform. Jay is my customer. So Jay is paying me. Now, are we paying to use Facebook? If no, unfortunately, we are not customers. Then who are we? We are the product being sold. We are the service being sold. So Jay मेरे को बोलता है कि मेरे को XYZ प्रोडक्ट का एडवर्टाइज करना है. तो मैं बोलता हूँ, हे फुकटे बसले तिथे. These guys are freely sitting here on my platform. They probably don't have much important to do in their life. Let's advertise them. They are anyways giving their conscious attention. So their attention, where I can advertise your product, is the service I am selling you. So Jay is the customer, I am the owner and who is the product? The user is the product. How many of you understood this? If you are not paying for it, you are the product. जय आपको समझा गया?
थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं हुआ, ज्यादा क्लियर नहीं हुआ, पर समझा बात।
ओके, टीवी क्या करता है? टीवी क्या करता है? टीवी कैसे पैसे कमाता है? इतने एक्टर्स, इतने शोज चलते, तो टीवी हम जो भी केबल का बिल भरते 100, 200, 400-500 रुपए महीना, इससे उनका भर जाता है क्या काम? इवन इफ करोड़ पीपल गिव, देयर आर सो मेनी चैनल्स, हाउ कैन दे अफोर्ड एडवर्टाइजमेंट, राइट? और जिसके चैनल पे जितने ज्यादा व्यूअर्स, उतना एडवर्टाइजमेंट का कॉस्ट जाता है। जब मैच रहती है, लाइक क्रिकेट मैच फाइनल रहा, तो कुछ 10 सेकंड का फ्यू लैक्स, फ्यू करोड़। इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच रहा, तो एवरी सेकंड इज चार्जेस फ्यू करोड़। व्हाई? क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा लोग देख रहे हैं, बहुत ज्यादा लोगों के पास वो जा रहा है, जो भी आपको प्रोडक्ट बेचना है। तो व्हाट द मैच या वो चैनल क्या बेच रहा है? आपका अटेंशन उठा के बेच रहा है, MRF टायर को, या CFL लाइट को, या फिर फास्ट ट्रैक और जंडू बाम, जिसका भी एडवर्टाइज कर रहे हैं, पेप्सी का एडवर्टाइज कर रहे हैं उसको, राइट? दे आर सेलिंग योर अटेंशन, दे आर सेइंग कि दिस मेनी पीपल आर रेडी टू लिसन टू योर एडवर्टाइज, प्लीज पे मी टू because I have brought so many people. Oh, Sushant, you are saying Vimal. Yeah, Vimal ka bhi advertising hai. So if you are not paying for it, you are not the customer, you are the product. Now there is something called as ego principle. Garbage in, garbage out. Like for example, एक थैला लो, और उसमें अगर आप रेड कलर के ऑब्जेक्ट्स भरोगे, तो बाहर निकालोगे तो क्या निकलेगा बाहर? रेड कलर के ऑब्जेक्ट्स, राइट? रेड कलर के ऑब्जेक्ट्स बाहर निकलेंगे। Similarly, when you are putting some person who is a biologist, he speaks about biology. क्यों? उसने अपने माइंड में बहुत सारा बायोलॉजी भरा है. He has studied biology for years, therefore he can speak biology. I have studied social media for years. I speak about social media. You guys have studied probably computer science. You can speak Python or Java. क्यों? भर के रखा है अंदर, इसलिए बाहर निकलता है. Similarly, what we feed ourselves on 21.3 hours every day on WhatsApp, on कितना 9 hours on Instagram and 7 hours on Facebook and so many hours and so many other platforms. क्या कर रहे हैं? We are not conscious of it, unfortunately. So ego principle. और हम ये देखो, ये भैया बढ़ते जा रहे हैं. Okay, we have got 4 minutes. Let's rush. Now let's come to solution. तो solution क्या है कि मेरे को क्या करना चाहिए? Are you feeling addicted to social media? Are you feeling an itch every now and then कि खोल के देखते हैं? अलग-अलग प्लेटफॉर्म, सबका अपना रहेगा. कल बाय द वे पुणे में पावर आउटेज हुआ था, सुबह 5 बजे से दोपहर को 1 बजे तक. तो इंटरनेट भी बंद था, मेरा वाईफाई बंद था. तो यू नो आफ्टर लाइक 10-11 आई डिड माय मॉर्निंग ड्यूटीज, माय मॉर्निंग मेडिटेशन, प्रेयर्स, एक्सरसाइज, व्हाटएवर आई डू, ब्रेकफास्ट, गॉट रेडी बिफोर ऑल दिस डूइंग, एंड देन व्हेन इट वाज टाइम टू लॉग इन एंड आई वाज फीलिंग यू नो ऐसा. अभी लॉगिन है तो मैंने किसी को फोन करके बोल दिया कलीग को कि भाई लाइट नहीं, मैं थोड़ा लेट लॉगिन करूंगा, लाइट आएगी तब. But I was still feeling, you know, an itch. अरे इंटरनेट नहीं है, अरे there is no internet. I need to look for something. So that itch. What is this? It is pulling you back. This is called technically addiction. So guys, please be conscious of what we are feeding to our brains. Okay. Now let's come to solutions. So now there are 2 types of solutions. एक solution जो हर motivational speaker आपको पता है, हर आप Google करो irrelevant content on YouTube, Facebook, whatever you have followed on Instagram, unsubscribe. Don't keep irrelevant content. Don't increase network unnecessarily. 5,000 friends on Facebook, जिनमें से 4,810 लोगों को मैं जानता भी नहीं. I don't know. Why keep them? Or if they are going to be of use, probably someone from IIT or LinkedIn, where people do networking, someone is from that company who I'm aspiring to join. That's okay. But unnecessarily, बढ़ाते जा रहे, just to show how many friends I have. No use. Or using social media should be difficult. Like home screen पे apps नहीं रखनी, second, third screen पे रखने का. Yeah, if possible, uninstall the app. If possible, delete the account. There's a guy who is called as the father of Lenin. J. Lenin. I am forgetting his name. J. Lenin is his name. He's the father of virtual reality pattern. आप जो लगा के वो देखते हैं ना virtual reality, उसके father है. He has written a book, 10 reasons to delete your social media accounts. 10 reasons to delete your social media accounts. This kind of book he has written. So best is to delete. If that is not working, at least log in from laptop. Don't keep it on phone. If required, now some things like WhatsApp and all are required. College का काम रहता है. So keep it on the far. ऐसा नहीं कि ऐसा फोन ऊपर उठा तुरंत वो रेड बैलेंस दिखने लग गया, मैंने खोला बिना सोचे. Please, at least don't do it. And then we can use a parental control and we can decide connect to people, like no phones on dinner table and all this kind of stuff are done. Even people in social media circles, tech media circles, like probably Sergey Brin, Larry Page, Steve Jobs. These guys put, most of the tech guys put their students, children in schools where no iPads and iPhones are allowed. Why? उन्होंने बनाया है, उनको समझता है क्या सही है क्या गलत है. These are solutions which anyone can tell you, and I'm not so eager to tell you all of those or get into details. You can find it online. More important solutions I want to share with you today are these. No motivational speaker, no website, no YouTube video will tell you these kind of solutions. One is purpose of life. क्या है purpose of life? Death is coming. होता क्या है death के बाद? Now, so many people say everything ends at death. How do you know? He may ask me, so how do you know there is afterlife? I have never said there is afterlife yet. But there is nothing after death. ये भी किसको पता है? Do you know what was before birth? What is after death?
Hello,
What are
Shantanu
before?
Dada. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Jay. I want to ask the question that we should watch the videos of like the motivational videos or like songs on YouTube. It's an addiction, or we can watch for some fun like that. I had that question.
Could you put in chat, Jesh? I'll just complete this. मेरा time up वैसे भी हो ही गया. Is it okay, Jesh? Sorry, can you put it in chat?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Yeah, मैं अभी question answer देने वाला हूँ इस chat के बाद. So then 4 quadrants of life are there. 4 quadrants of life. Okay, आगे देखते हैं. Self-control. There is a virtue in self-control. You see any sports, people have done self-control. Lata Mangeshkar, she left. Unfortunately, she left few days back. She has not eaten ice cream her whole life. Q, they want to have very sweet sound. And probably there are people who are working in various things, like those who are mountaineers, probably don't find time to do what we are doing. Or those who are busy making money, making big companies. Do you think Elon Musk would read 700 of his career spent reading? Warren Buffett spent 7-8 hours reading newspaper and he still has that flip phone, button phone. So कि मेरे को purpose of life में purpose है कुछ, तो I can do something. Then development of human qualities, tolerance, respectfulness, determination, patience. लगने वाला ये life में बहुत. Then there is immense power in mind if you just want to unleash it. And this club is going to speak on many such topics ahead. And reading habits. How many of us read a physical book apart from our textbook? Some fiction or some motivation or some self-help life style book. How many of us read? And how regular? Once a month, once a week, every day? Hardly. We have lost, have lost connection with books, if not all. Thank you, Jay. Probably you are reading.
Bhagavad Gita I'm reading.
Oh, great, Jay. Thank you so much. I would like to connect you with you after the session. So let's go ahead. Okay, I'll skip this one. So the ABC of life. Okay, I'll skip this one. The 4 Qs of life. 4 Qs of life. The 4 quadrants of life is 4 Qs of life. PQ, physical question. Apne physical needs. Roti, kapda, makan. Next is IQ. Intelligence, to earn money, to make sense of the world. Emotional, relationships. And SQ, wisdom. What am I here for? Why do I am called as a human? How to deal like a human? 4 Qs of life. And this would be explored in further sessions. So I'm taking it a bit faster and we are running out of time. So this Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, says, measure your not in popularity, but in the people you serve. And then there are a few more quotes I brought for you guys. So let's see. This is a quote from Bhagavad Gita. Bandhuratma atmanastasya enatmevatmana jita anatmanustu shatrutve vartetatmi jaiva. There is one for you. For him who has conquered the mind is best friend. So there are a few more quotes. Probably you don't have time. Having free time is not a problem. The real problem is not population explosion, but what the population is actually doing. This is the problem. कर क्या रहे हैं? Like to probably end and couple of more Facebook.